No, it was nice. It was a nice round. Played very nicely. Hit a lot of good shots. Gave myself a lot of good opportunities. Obviously missed a couple short putts on 11 and 16. But other than that, it was very solid. I think I hit pretty much the three par fives in two. Gave myself good eagle chances in all of them. Didn't make any of them, but and then a couple other shots that I hit very close and rolled it in. So it was really nice. No, because at the end of the day, this is what we do, and yeah, some guys are going to be a little bit rusty, but not everyone is going to be rusty. Some guys are going to be feeling it, and I feel like my game it's in a pretty good spot. It's probably feeling some of the best that is felt in a long time. I just need to to kind of get my short game a little bit sharper. Definitely chipping and putting needs to improve a little bit, but other than that, it feels good, and I'm excited to have another good round tomorrow and see where that puts us. Well, the first thing, my first reaction was I was surprised. I was I felt terrible for Nick because he's probably one of the nicest guys on tour, and unfortunately it had to happen to him. So there's a lot of other people that probably deserve it a lot more than him, and then he's the one that got it. And I was a little bit a little bit afraid because obviously we flew. I gave him a ride on Tuesday, but when we landed on Tuesday, we got tested. We were both negative, so it was all good. And then I was surprised to hear that he tested positive 3 days later. Obviously, I got my test done yesterday, and I was negative. So, but it was about 4.5 hours of waiting very anxiously, hoping that it was negative, because obviously after missing the cut last week by one, and this week finally playing nicely on the second round and being kind of have the middle of the pack, to if I would have given positive and then I wouldn't be able to play on the weekend, it would have been very, very disappointing. So Nick, he's unbelievable. He's a good friend. He was very worried about me. He sent me several texts. I talked to him, and he must have said sorry to me probably 25 times. I told him that it's all good, and whatever it is. And fortunately for me, it was fine. Hopefully, hopefully his is not bad, and we can have him back as soon as possible. I would say probably the second one. It's more likely to be wrong if you're asking me, mainly because it could be one of those false positive ones, because he's been telling me. I talked to him yesterday. I talked to him this morning, and he's been telling me he's feeling fine. He's got no fever. He's got no cough. So I'm hoping that maybe he gets tested again, and it's maybe a false positive. So hopefully that would be nice, because he doesn't deserve it. Yeah, I mean, if he would have not had that whoop, or whatever you call it, he would have played and nobody would have noticed. Nobody would have known. But Nick it shows the kind of person he is. He saw that something was a little bit off. He commented, he talked to the doctor, and a lot of other people probably would have just kind of gone without even thinking about it. But he was worried about not only himself but all of us, and he got out and tested, and that shows a lot to me from him. I know. Unfortunately, it's the way it is. I feel terrible about it, but unfortunately, it's the way it is. And we all knew coming out here and playing that there's a possibility of catching it some way. We're hoping that no one gets it, but I'm sure that unfortunately he won't be the first and he won't be the last. Because there's a lot of things that can happen, and there's so many unknowns about this virus that we don't. We think we know a lot of it, but there's a lot of things we don't know. So hopefully. Hopefully he recovers very soon and very quickly, and we can have him back. No, yes, it was going to happen. It was
either way.
yeah, it was gonna happen because we both drove back. We drove to Dallas, so we both drove back, and the plane was in Austin. So I was gonna give him a ride no matter what. So that didn't change.